All neurotics seek the religious. The answer to human life is not to be found within the limits of human life. I have gradually learned to be cautious even in disbelief. My whole being was seeking for something still unknown which might confer meaning upon the banality of life. The brain is viewed as an appendage of the genital glands. When religion stops talking about animals, it will be all downhill. Dream the dream onward. The Platonic world of ideas corresponds to thinking and sensation on the mystical level. Life is crazy and meaningful at once. The majority of my patients consisted not of believers but of those who had lost their faith. The gods have become our diseases. Insight that dawns slowly seems to me to have more lasting effects than a fitful idealism, which is unlikely to hold out for long. Science is the tool of the Western mind, and with it more doors can be opened than with bare hands. The wine of youth does not always clear with advancing years. Sometimes it grows turbid. No concept is a carrier of life. Hitler is a shy and friendly man with artistic tastes and gifts. To make what fate intends for me my own intention. He who looks without, dreams. He who looks within, awakes. I had to make a confession of faith in stone. That was the beginning of the tower, the house I built for myself at Bollingen. Between the dreams of night and day there is not so great a difference. Paul hardly ever allows the real Jesus of Nazareth to get a word in. But India did not pass me by without a trace. It left tracks which lead me from one infinity to another infinity. Doesn't the world bring forth thinking in human heads with the same necessity that it brings forth blossoms on the plant? It is the function of the Church to oppose all original experience, because this can only be unorthodox. Yoga in Mayfair or Fifth Avenue, or in any other place which is on the telephone, is a spiritual fake. Medicines cure diseases, but only doctors can cure patients. We do not know whether Hitler is going to found a new Islam. He is already on the way. He is like Muhammad. Hitler is a medicine man type of leader. Hitler's unconscious seems to be female. I don't believe. I know. The world will ask you who you are, and if you don't know, the world will tell you. Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. We are not what happened to us, we are what we wish to become. Thinking is difficult, that's why most people judge. Vocatus ec non vocatus Deus aderat. Who looks outside, dreams. Who looks inside, awakes. The foundation of all mental illness is the unwillingness to experience legitimate suffering. Life really does begin at 40. Up until then, you are just doing research. The difference between a good life and a bad life is how well you walk through the fire. Everything that irritates us about others can lead us to an understanding of ourselves. The privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are. We cannot change anything until we accept it. Condemnation does not liberate, it oppresses. You always become the thing you fight the most. We don't get wounded alone, and we don't heal alone. We don't really heal anything, we simply let it go. Everyone you meet knows something you don't know but need to know. Learn from them. Normality is a fine ideal for those who have no imagination. The meeting of two personalities is like the contact of two chemical substances. If there is any reaction, both are transformed. You are what you do, not what you say you'll do. Knowing your own darkness is the best method for dealing with the darknesses of other people. Wisdom accepts that all things have two sides. No tree, it is said, can grow to heaven unless its roots reach down to hell. To be normal is the ultimate aim of the unsuccessful. The brighter the light, the darker the shadow. To ask the right question is already half the solution of a problem. If a man knows more than others, he becomes lonely. Every human life contains a potential. If that potential is not fulfilled, then that life was wasted. The healthy man does not torture others. Generally, it is the tortured who turn into torturers. God enters through the wound. Life calls not for perfection, but for completeness. Nothing is possible without love. For love puts one in a mood to risk everything. We meet ourselves time and again in 1,000 disguises on the path of life. Much of the evil in the world is due to the fact that man in general is hopelessly unconscious. A man's hatred is always concentrated upon that which makes him conscious of his bad qualities. In order to know the light, we must first experience the darkness. The most terrifying thing is to accept oneself completely. Where wisdom reigns, there is no conflict between thinking and feeling. Embrace your grief, for there, your soul will grow. Trust that which gives you meaning and accept it as your guide. Synchronicity is an ever-present reality for those who have eyes to see. One is always in the dark about one's own personality. One needs others to get to know oneself. Please watch these wise videos.